at the earlier times, can't necessarily call it a band, okay? It was it was a group.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Face to Face podcast. Today, I'm having a conversation with an artist who is named the Voice of Malawi. You know him, I know him. He's a country favorite. In fact, at this point, a global favorite. His name is Lawi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I've been preparing for the hike tomorrow, so yeah, I feel fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
For our viewers, at the time of this recording, Lawi has a hike happening tomorrow, but we'll get into that later. For now, I think a question that a lot of people have had for a long time is who is Lawi? What was your upbringing like? We don't know much about what your history is. So
Is
maybe
it?
take us through your childhood. What was that like?
Yeah, first, because I really think that Malawi needed to do better
Okay.
regarding documenting art and the stories of Malawi. So thank you for taking the opportunity and grabbing the platform by its horns, because I really believe that the world needs to know a lot more about Malawi.
Yes. And about Malawi's artists.
Yeah. My childhood, I I am Malawian. Yeah,
Okay,
a
good.
son of Malawi. Yeah, and my family is quite big. For those that know me, they they know that I'm one of one, and I also have quite a lot of siblings from
What do
both.
you mean? You're one of one and you have a lot of siblings from different
So
branches.
my mom and dad did not get married.
Okay.
I'm the only child from the two, but from both sides I have siblings. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Blantyre. Went to primary school here in Blantyre. Um, Standard 1 up to 5, I did it in Bangwe
No way.
at Namatapa Primary School.
Ah, Pompa.
Pompa ndithu.
Okay.
Moti akamati widzi wa Bangwe. Bangwe
Innocent Mulimomo.
ndife. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So from there, we moved to Chirawira because my father at the time was working for Malawi, and we had moved to Chirawira, where there were staff houses there. So a lot of the rest of my primary school I did in Chirawira.
Okay.
Yes.
At what point in time did you then discover that music was what you wanted to do?
Actually, when I was still in primary school,
Okay.
in Chirawira, we went to NICOLE's Assemblies of God, where my mother was very much active. She was a church elder there, and she also sang. She was
So
very
it runs in
gifted,
your blood.
I tell you.
Okay.
When I look back, I was young at the time. She passed in 98, but I understood her gift, and it was able to inspire me whilst very young as well. Yeah, I also was able to identify my own gift through hers, through her expressing herself through that gift, and I was in church helping with the choir and praise team, playing instruments, and finding my own creative ways to express myself.
But I can imagine back then, if you had told your parents, or I'm wondering,
Yeah.
when you told your parents that this is actually what I want to pursue. I mean, back then music was not a career as much as it is
No, 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 no.
now.
Yeah.
So what was it like? What was the response like from your family?
It was a straight no. Yeah, it was a straight no. Okay, so Malawi, where we come from, not just for me as an individual, but as a country, not many parents believed that the arts could sustain economically, where somebody could choose to pursue artistry as a means for livelihood, you know. It's only in the recent years, and thanks to people like Lucius Banda and their friends who inspired a younger generation and showed us that it was possible. I am part of that group of pioneers who were able to express art and also demonstrate the business side of it and present it to Malawi so that other creatives could also understand that through art you can earn a proper living, and things could be okay.
Have
Yeah.
you been doing music ever since, or was there like a career path that you took first
Yeah.
after the pressure from your parents to say,
Absolutely.
"Ay,
Yeah.
za nyimbo zomupangabe
I
zimenezo."
hey. Actually, it wasn't Mubangabe. It was
Simuzabanga.
Musabange. Yeah.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
okay.
It's okay. So and I today I do understand the parents' position because maybe at the time the structures which we're still struggling to put in order today were not as where we are now, right? And therefore, when they, in their wisdom, examine the current status, perhaps it made sense for them to say, this is not a safe territory for me to allow my child to go and pursue life or their future, right? But they said no for me. They said no because, in as far as they could see the gift in me, but maybe they did not trust the environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you end up doing initially?
So I went to college and did hospitality management.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I served as multiple faces. I was in front office and in administration. I was in the kitchen. I did some chefing.
Nobody would believe that.
Absolutely. Well, I know.
I don't believe that.
Please do. I worked as a chef for a while, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
That's
went.
like a whole
went
other
back.
life that you had before you.
I know, right?
Huh? So what was the how did the shift happen?
Okay, so this was a time when I was navigating my early 20s,
Okay.
right? And I remember working more days in a week because we used to have shifts. Yeah. At the time, I worked for Bait Cure,
Okay.
and I also worked for another company which was servicing the kitchen at Reserve Bank.
Okay.
The schedule kept changing and becoming more
Intense.
yeah.
That didn't my pick up, you know.
Well, I was young and exploring, and I must say, yes, I was doing well, but there was lots of room to learn and do better. Yeah. Though, in the thick of it, I also realized that it wasn't my place.
Okay.
Yeah, because then on the times when I was not cooking, I was doing music, making music at home. And that excited me a whole lot. And I had made relations as well through the music. And I could see a potential of that becoming a whole life for me. And so one day, as I was working 7 days a week, because
no rest
sometimes,
days?
yes, sometimes
intense.
the hospitality industry can
it
be like
is.
that. Yeah. One day, then I woke up and I'm like, no, I'm not going to work, and I formally said my goodbyes and went home. I didn't have no other form of employment, and I've never committed to any kind of employment since then.
Wow. That was a big decision.
Yeah.
How did you get there? Because that's a huge decision to make, to say
I
that I'm
know.
actually done with this and I'm just going to figure this out on my own.
Yeah.
And at that time when you made that decision, the economy was crazy.
I
The
know.
music industry was still
Not
forming
many-
itself.
Yeah, not many people believed that the type of music that I do also could make money. Yeah, or could set you up.
Speaking of, well, how did you choose the type of music that you make? Because you do more Afro jazz.
Yeah.
How did you choose that? What was the deciding factor?
I have always loved music, and I believe that everybody, just as we do have a unique print within ourselves, that is mine. Yeah, I did not struggle to find it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was there. I just had to express it.
Was it because you used to listen to jazz when you were younger, or it just came out of you?
Yeah, naturally. So we listen to a lot of music on the radio, but believe me, there was no jazz
On the
on
radios.
radio. There was local music. There was
Yes.
rumba. There
Those
was,
days,
yeah, we
Leonard
heard,
Dembo and them.
yeah, we heard music from Zimbabwe, which dominated the airwaves.
Yeah.
We listened to music from the Congo, Kanda Bongo Man.
Fali Ipupa.
Yeah, well, funny is now, but back then
Okay.
there used to be Yondo Sister.
I remember
You
Sisters when they
know,
came to Malawi.
yes,
I need to stop revealing my age.
yeah, but there was lots of music from across Africa, and maybe in there was a young person trying to discover themselves and align themselves with the African identity. Yeah,
Do you think Malawian music has a sound?
absolutely, it does. You as a Malawian may not be able to identify or recognize it, but when other people from outside listen, they do. Just as you hear music from India and say, this is Indian music.
Immediately, the moment you hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You hear something from China and you know this is Chinese music. You hear music from the Congo, you're able to say this is DRC music. You hear music from South Africa, you can tell. Zimbabwe, you can tell. You can tell from music from Zambia.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so if you can go as far as that, then obviously Malawi has.
You've been making this a similar kind of sound, or not? You've maintained your sound. Let me put it that way. The entirety of your career. We've seen other Malawi musicians, tapping into
That.
what's popular at the time, tapping into your kind of music as well.
Yeah.
What has made you maintain that? Because a lot of artists choose to. I don't want to use the word trend per se,
Right.
but for example, now the Amapiano sound has been popular for like 2 years, and we've seen Malawian artists, even popular Malawian artists,
Right.
joining it.
Yeah.
Why have you maintained your sound and not taken up with any of the trends that have been happening?
Okay, so there are two things. Being an artist is one thing, but I am not just an artist. I am also a contributor. And being a contributor requires for you to go ahead in time and bring the music of the future or the art of the future to the now, right? That way, the responsibility is much.
Okay.
Just as scripture would say, to him much is given, much is
Is
required.
expected, yeah.
I believe that it's difficult for you to maintain something that is not your own or something that you pretty much have learned, right? Because one day you may wake up and feel like what you have learned is not enough for you or is not good enough for you, or maybe it's not what you thought would sustain you for life. But if it is something that is truly authentic, authentically you, distinctively you, then you also possess the responsibility to nurture that continuously. So the sustainability of that is your responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, because I came out like that, I'm sure there's no other Lawi that you know.
That's true.
So it's my responsibility to protect, preserve, and also provide direction for that identity.
Earlier, you mentioned about the business side of music. Am I right to assume, like, when you first started out, you weren't aware of it? How did you then navigate to then begin to understand that music itself is a business? Because you've turned Lawi into a national brand.
Yeah.
It's a whole
A global
now.
brand.
Literally,
Yeah.
global brand.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
I think when you're younger, you don't really get to see ahead most of the times, and until perhaps somebody with experience or somebody with exposure could point you towards a certain direction. Now, maybe I am privileged to have had people around me who identified the gift and also took the responsibility to point me towards a certain direction and say, this is how you have to approach this. This is how this could potentially work, and left the rest to me to explore.
Okay.
And I've had a vision before, so I kind of say to myself, this dream, this vision has to work. Because remember, I decided to walk away from what the family thought was a livelihood, right? So they had done their part. I needed to do mine. And I think besides the whole idea that there was that kind of pressure behind me, there were also other fears within myself. I needed to prove myself before I could prove anybody else wrong. So I think that opened me up to seizing every business opportunity that was there.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear because I think that's something a lot of young musicians struggle with. They've got the musical talent,
Yeah.
but not the business
Yeah.
acumen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you say that having worked in sort of the formal industry that contributed somewhat, that you were aware of how the business industry works to some extent?
In a way, yeah. But it's okay. So I really believe that in life you cannot ignore the ABCs. Okay, exposure is key to a lot of our success. The more you know things, the more you realize what is important and what is not. Also, it gives you the opportunity for you to understand what you need to do and what you not need to do, right? I believe that my entry into the corporate world, whether as a chef or as a front officer or as any person wearing a mask of any kind within that space, I learned a lot. Yeah, and that also opened me up to understanding that you don't approach everybody with the same uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just because I collect refuse does not mean that I need to go to a formal meeting wearing overalls.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah. Um, just because I'm a chef doesn't mean that I will have to walk into every boardroom wearing a
your
chef
chef's hat.
hat. Right? I need to understand the business dynamics and understand the people that I'm also the audience that I'm going to be engaging with at the time, and understand the language.
Okay.
Right? Now, art, as it is by itself, is great, but without personality and without social skills, it will be very hard for you. Yeah.
Because you have to have your own identity at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
so there are some things you have to learn from school.
Speaking of your identity, your lyrics, a lot of people resonate with your lyrics. Your lyrics are always so very deep. They have a storytelling aspect to them. Where does the inspiration come from? Is it like from most of it? Is it from your personal experiences? Is it just you being a poet and then creative? Because
Yeah.
like Deep Manita, for me, that song resonates with me so deeply and I've always wondered,
Yeah.
what was going on?
I draw lessons and inspiration from life.
Okay.
There's no greater teacher. Yeah. Life will lead me through different paths and allow for me to soak in the experiences enough for me to take a note so that I'm able to also interpret that note, that written note, into a singing note and share with the world. It's amazing when you identify that resonance in somebody who's just hearing the music from a record. But I believe life is the greatest teacher. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're living enough to open to interpretation, and people go and listen to your discography, and then they hear certain lyrics. They must just believe, no, this happened. Real.
Live art, love art. I mean, be art, everything art.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, to the business side, you've recently been involved in brand ambassadorship now.
Yes, yes.
Is this something that is now going to be a serious side of Lawi, doing brand ambassadorship work?
Yeah. Well, it's not something that I choose to do.
Okay.
In life, we always have to acknowledge that we belong to communities. And in the communities that I belong to, whether they're within Malawi or in Africa or across the world, I am now, this is the second year that I've served as Mary's Meals Global Ambassador. And it's a whole different platform.
Okay.
It's a task that requires for you to look at life from a very different perspective. But what I love about it is that it is just pure service. You're serving other people
Okay.
beyond yourself, beyond your friends, your family, or the usual people that you interact with on a daily basis. you say, let me extend my capabilities, my gifts, and everything, my time and other resources towards serving the global community.
Do you believe that musicians have an obligation to serve?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as I'm saying, belonging to a community, no man is an island, yeah? So for me to become who I have today has required for the community to own, to take ownership of my existence in the community and say, we're going to support what this young man does.
Okay,
Without that, then most likely there would not be Lawi today.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's
So it is a mandate for every artist to not be selfish and embrace the responsibility which the communities where we belong calls us into.
For a time, we believed that, you were never going to leave this country, but you left us.
Yeah.
You went to South Africa.
Maybe I may again at some point. I don't know.
It was, no, come to kucheza tu.
Sorry.
What was it? What was the experience like in South Africa? What made you come back home? Because when you left, you were like, Basiru, he's gone.
Wabida.
You were not the only artist that abandoned us at that time as well.
Yeah.
Like, mundango kaya munagwirizana, kuti tiendizipita magai.
Yeah.
Kunyumba, a prophet is never loved in his own home.
Okay. So with me, my family has, as I said from the start, it's a big family.
Okay.
So my father is a miner. He's worked in the mines all my life.
Really?
Yes. He's now based in Klerksdorp.
Okay.
And yo in Chona.
Okay.
Ngamari in Chona. My father is.
Okay.
Yeah. He originally came from Mwanza, but settled in South Africa.
Okay.
So whenever I leave the country going to South Africa, I'm going home. Yes.
What did you say? You lied that you're not Malawian. You're not.
No, I am Malawian because my father is Malawian.
Okay.
But he's just lived there all my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see the second home.
Well, it is home because now I have siblings.
Okay.
And they regard South Africa as home. Now, because my blood runs in their veins as well, so that makes it my home. Yeah. And I came to a place where the world was calling.
Okay.
Lawi had grown beyond the borders, right? The music was playing in different countries. And at the time, for you to easily connect to the rest of the world, you either do that from Nairobi or Johannesburg. Yeah? Johannesburg is the closest. Nairobi is a bit further, but it's the second closest. So I needed to make a decision on where I needed to easily be found and or easily be accessible to the rest of the world. Now, because South Africa is an industry that has been there for long.
Yeah, that's true.
It was easier for me to make that decision to base myself in Johannesburg. Yeah. So I found myself working there for a bit, and yeah, it calls every day. There's lots of work that I still do today that involves Johannesburg. But I think at some point they say kwanu kwanu. There's nothing there's no feeling I can express, I can share that resembles or come close to the feeling of always coming back home. Yeah.
No, I think it's understandable, especially even for our viewers who are watching from the diaspora. That feeling
Right.
of the
Yeah,
homesickness,
it's
it's real.
and especially if you've done a couple of years away. Yeah.
So was it just coincidence that at the time
Yeah.
Bushiri was also there? Because people thought that you went to work with Bushiri at
Right.
the time.
Yeah.
Was he a client or it was just coincidence?
A friend rather. Because
it?
yes. Okay, so take it this way. If I go I'm well known. So if I go to a country like the UK and one of Malawian's pastors is there, would it be a crime for me to say hi or associate with them at some point? It's a Sunday. I would like to go to church and pray. What better place for me to say or to fellowship than a place where my fellow Malawians are congregating and, I believe that everybody is unique in their own way. Unfortunately, sometimes people will jump to the conclusion because there's not too much information like that people like me
course.
would easily share. Yeah, but also I believe if it's your business, I'll make it your business. But if it's not your business, then
It's none of your
yeah, it's none
business.
of your business. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I like that explanation because I think that clears up a question that has been lingering for a
right.
very long time.
Yeah,
Very long time.
yeah.
Another question is what happened between you and Amiduelani? Because it sort of seemed like you were going to take him under your wing
Yeah,
and you were going to be guiding him. And then
yeah.
now we hear he's under Vitumbiko Mumba. So what happened there? What's the story there?
Well, I did not know the young man prior, but he got in touch with my team, and
Okay.
I remember Rodwell bringing him to me, and I thought he's great. I mean, he's got a gift. As of what could have happened or what should have happened, perhaps we'll never know. But we had conversations regarding support.
Okay.
Now, as an artist, there's a few things I can do, but maybe not everything. Yeah. I do not know what kind of conversations that he was having elsewhere, but he did not come back to me regarding whatever it is that we had discussed at the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's him.
I would like to say that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair. And then speaking of Malawians that you support, also Fredo Kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, you've been championing him
Yeah.
to be part of the cabinet. Is that because you know him personally and you believe that he's good for it, or is there another reason behind it?
Okay. So maybe my post was slightly misunderstood.
Okay.
Because what I was saying to His Excellency the President,
Peter Mutharika.
Professor Peter Mutharika, was that there are young people in this country who are putting in everything, and they are proving not only themselves but to us as well
Okay.
that Malawi has young people who are capable, more than capable actually, who have got the will, power, the mind for it, and the build for it as well. And we know that young people can do a lot. Yeah. So what I was saying is, here's a young person who has a track record.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you what that is because you being in that space, you should know by
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
what he has done.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, right? What I was saying is, it would be great for us to witness, for this generation of Malawians, to witness an elderly Malawian who has got all the influence, who's got the potential, and to nurture a young visionary Malawian so that they can become better. Because one day these elders are not going to be there.
Of course.
Now, the leaders are going to be Ajina Fredo. Eh?
And that's a harsh reality that
Yes.
the elder leaders don't want to
Actually,
face.
that may be even sooner than we know, right? He's in parliament now,
Yeah.
right? So, if somebody like that could be nurtured and put to the test further so that they can understand what it is that the elders see when they're looking at responsibility and performance. I believe that would make all the difference for Malawi, right?
Sort of like he should be mentored.
Mentoring. But you see, if you're going to mentor somebody like that, then it needs to go beyond party politics,
Okay.
right? And I believe Malawi has to graduate from party politics right now. We have seen other countries do the same. Why is Malawi not doing that? That was my point. I believe that there's too much of tribalism, too much of regionalism, too much of
Individualism.
izinzathu inuzisa kukudzeni.
Yeah.
Tinajiaroka so ngodi
Tija ndife
tija
o.
ndife o phika utapika ndife titafune ndife. You know, okay, to some extent, yes, I do understand that concept. But what does that mean, or what does that interpret towards
country
the
doesn't benefit.
development of this nation? Also, if you can boldly stand as a politician or as a fanatic of politics and openly declare to say, yeah, izi ndizathu tajiya ndife tipange benefit from zimene zizi ndifeyo, uli ndi ana iweyo nyumba mwako amene tsiku linake adzakule kukhala anthu andale. Ana amene ajawo adzadikira munthu ngati Fredo amene anatsogola kale kuti atsegulire chitseko. Nde inuyo ngati munkajiya against Fredo, ana awo adzatsegulire ndani? Chifukwa Fredo akadzakumbukira onena kuti awatu
ndi ana uje
ndi ana anjoka awo. Nde kuti zidzakhala kuti ndi zinthu zowawa zidzapweteka anaja. So there are certain things that we really need to reconsider now for the future.
With your insight, your wisdom, and then there's couple that with your influence and your exposure, do you see politics in your future?
I am a politician. I cannot deny that.
Yeah?
Yeah, you cannot be who I am without being a politician.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
to write music the way that I have done, to break down concepts and reach out to a diverse audience as I have done.
yeah.
It is not just creativity. It is also politics. Art is everything. You need to understand that when you begin to dissect art, there are going to be different faces because there are other musicians or other creatives who have just decided to express themselves maybe in a political way. I've just chosen to
Like
express
there's some musicians that we see seasonal whenever there's a specific
they'll
political,
come out
you know who I'm talking
and
about.
they'll say something. Yes. So art is like that. You cannot be this kind of a person without accepting the aspect or the side of you that is the politician. So
Do you see yourself ever running for office?
maybe not intentionally, but if the opportunity presents itself and I know that it is a responsibility that I'm being called to and I need to honor that, selflessly, yes, I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any collaborations in your future that you're looking forward to working with? Because I think one of the very unique things about you is we don't hear a lot of featuring. I think you've been very, I don't want to say reserved, but there's a way that you've handled yourself and handled your music and where you put your name. So are there collaborations that you look forward to? And what is that process of like sieving? Because I'm sure you get requests.
Lots. Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
Lots. So you see, yes, I intend to collaborate with many other creatives here in Malawi, but also outside of Malawi.
Okay.
There are people that inspire me across the world. There are people that I listen to on a daily, some from Malawi, some from across the world. I have taken the initiative now to collaborate with some from my recently released album. On my album, you find Madalitso Band, who are a traditional outfit.
A global
Brand, yeah. And I've also collaborated with Eli, a young Malawian man who's doing very well, exceptionally well. I have also, on the same album, done a song with Skefa.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the Malawian.
I just have to say, guys,
Yeah.
Skefa.
Yeah,
He's
the
day that I met him in
amazing.
person.
Oh yeah,
I've never met him in
he's
person.
amazing. So I've had conversations with Skefa on different platforms, but the most interesting bit was meeting him soon after he was sworn in as member of parliament at the celebration, and he said something to me.
Okay.
He said, "God is great."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's an amazing human being. I believe that his story, I asked him to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah, because I believe he should. Yeah.
He's got a story worth reading.
Yeah. So from the Malawi side, I've done collaborations with these people. I've also done collaborations which are still in the studio with other Malawian creatives.
Okay.
I intend to kind of further explore on that.
Okay.
The challenge most of the times could be aligning with brands that may not truly understand what our brand values are, and that always becomes an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that you may understand now. Over the years, there strict decisions that we have had to make.
Yes.
And all that is just so we can preserve the integrity of the brand. Yeah. Both as a person and as a public
Yeah. Public figure and a
figure,
personality.
Yeah. Um, Also, from the business side of things, there are decisions that always have to align.
Okay.
Now, when you're exploring opportunities with other fellow creatives, you need to examine the alignment of each of these principles within the different values. So yeah, that becomes an issue. But I've enjoyed working with global icons as well. Yes, I've worked with many over the years. Some have mentored me, inspired me, and I've also had the opportunity to work in the studio with some of them.
Okay.
In this album, there's an icon from Benin. His name is Philip Abalovi.
Okay.
And there's also a South African legendary singer, the legendary PJ Powers.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, I think the work continues.
Okay.
Yeah. The PJ has also opened me up to working with other creatives, not only from South Africa but in the UK and the US. Yeah, it's very interesting. I look to explore a lot of those collaborations.
Are we ever going to see you collaborate with Awilo? Or is that door?
Okay, so we are actually in the process of doing work together.
Okay.
Yes. There was tension at some point.
Yes. There was tension.
Yeah, there was tension at some point, but he's a father.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
So
is.
yeah, um, I think at the time there was a huge misrepresentation from the management, and I was not directly involved in the conversations that were taking place behind. These were more administrative
Okay.
conversations. So
Okay.
I believe that maybe we needed to sit down, artist to artist, so that we could now resolve these issues, and we successfully did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear because I think a lot of us were looking forward to that project because
Right,
it's going to be
right.
one for the books.
No, it's coming.
Okay.
It is coming.
Okay.
He's already have stuff from us. They are working.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you see yourself ever being sort of like a mentor to younger artists, like to have a section of your business or
Yeah.
of your brand where you mentor
Yeah.
young, talented Malawian artists?
So one of the inevitable tasks that I have kind of encountered over the years is mentorship for other creatives. There's always a young person coming, whether it's through my emails, my social media platforms, and through my management, asking to get help or direction of some kind. I have always done that. I continuously do that. Sometimes I just like for people to experience a relationship with me without exposing that to the public,
Okay.
because maybe it may come with its own distractions. Yeah, if
Because
they want
people
to
are
learn,
noisy.
yeah, well, sometimes, yeah. If people want to learn, let them learn purely. Yeah. Also, it gives me the opportunity to understand the needs, assess the needs, and be able to successfully impart whether knowledge or skills to the young people. But I have always done this. I've also done that through my work with the non-governmental organizations over the years.
Okay.
I've done that with Team Veni Radio, what you know as
Yeah,
Team Veni
that's true.
Radio now. We established that. It was a project before under Plan International. But I was more involved in the creative direction, and
Okay.
we set up the radio, and now it continues to service
Thriving too.
yeah. So that's a platform that's for many young Malawians for generations. You know, if they manage it well, it can last. But I am also looking to continuously explore opportunities of allowing many young people to come under our mentorship
Okay.
through the company that I established in 2021, Lawi Group.
Yes.
Yeah, there we are involved in the production of corporate events, and yeah, also just as a means for us to offer employment to young people in Malawi.
Wow. So that they
Yeah.
don't go through what you went through, having to be in the kitchen
No,
when
no,
you
no.
don't want to be in the
It's
kitchen.
no. Well, you can be in the kitchen if you want to, but let it be for fun, or let it be that
Your choice.
you want to do that for your wife, like I do.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet. That's so sweet. Man who can cook.
Yeah.
She won that one. So
Right.
we've gone through such an amazing journey of your life, and it's so beautiful
Thank you.
and wholesome.
Thank
What
you.
advice would you give to a young artist that's watching? And I'd love you to look into the camera.
Oh, okay.
And a young artist who's just coming up, who's still trying to figure things out.
Right.
What advice would you give to them?
First, that it was not easy for me. It was not a walk in the park. But if you're feeling like that, then you're on the right path. Someday, things will change. Life is not sustained by single emotion. Yeah, that today, now you're feeling hot. The next moment you're feeling cold. Um, Nothing lasts forever. So if you're going through a dry patch or a very difficult time in your life where you're struggling with decisions, it is not a permanent situation. A time will come when you experience the difference to that, and keep working hard. Also, I believe that a lot of things work with faith. So believe. If you believe in God, even better, because I have seen God do a lot of things in my life. For me, God is a whole concept that we'll have to perhaps discuss some other time. But I run to God always. And so I would also point many other people who look at me and find inspiration to run to God. Yeah.
Thank you for that's beautiful.
No, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your time
Thank you.
and your talents with us.
I
It's a
appreciate it.
pleasure having you on Face to
I
Face.
appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and family to get some wholesome Lawi in their lives. See you in the next episode.